Today's video is brought to you by Call of War, a game where you play against up to 100 other players and take command of a nation during the darkest hours of human history, the Second World War. You'll need to build up your cities, defend and expand your country, manage resources, trade with other rulers, master espionage missions, and forge strong alliances so that you can build a powerful army to prepare for the ultimate confrontation. Call of War is truly cross-platform. You can play with the same account on a desktop browser or a mobile device. A game round can last several weeks, and the cool thing is that you get to develop the strategy you like most. Whether you want to tank rush your opponents, establish air superiority, flood the enemy ground with battalions of infantry, bombard coastal cities with mighty naval fleets, or even dominate with the help of secret weapons such as nuclear bombers and V-2 rockets, everything is possible in Call of War. Sign up today and you'll get an exclusive gift. Click on the link in the description to get 13,000 gold and 1 month of premium subscription for free. Offer only available for 30 days, so don't lose time. There's a saying, fighter planes make movies, attack planes make history. And there's perhaps no better known attack aircraft than the A-10 Thunderbolt, aka the Warthog, or just Hog. Indeed, the Warthog is perhaps one of the most unique and unusual airplanes to ever fly. Built from the ground up around a gun to provide close air support or CAS to friendly ground troops, the Hog excels at attacking tanks, armored vehicles, and enemy ground troops. Flying CAS missions is incredibly dangerous since an attacking aircraft is exposed to considerable amounts of ground fire, from small arms to surface-to-air missiles or SAMs. To combat this, the A-10 was designed with durability in mind. The pilot sits inside a titanium bathtub, and the jet features over 1,200 pounds of titanium armor to protect both the pilot and aircraft systems. The engines are placed in nacelles to the side and above the fuselage, helping protect against ground fire as well as isolating each engine. This physical separation allows one engine to continue to operate even when the other is damaged or destroyed. Since it was meant to be forward deployed near the action, the Warthog was designed to be easy to maintain with minimal equipment, and unlike most aircraft, the A-10's parts are interchangeable between the left and right sides, including the vertical stabilizers, main landing gear, and even the engines themselves. The engine placement also allows for ground crews to hot rearm and refuel the jet without risk of ingestion from the running engines. The A-10 can also operate out of shortened or damaged runways, including straight roadway sections. Offensively, the A-10's firepower is enormous, with the ability to carry 16,000 pounds of munitions on 11 hardpoints. Simply put, the A-10 can carry an incredible range of ordnance, from conventional iron or unguided bombs, cluster bombs, air-to-ground AGM-65 Maverick missiles, unguided rockets, the Paveway series of precision laser-guided bombs, and even air-to-air AIM-9 Sidewinders. Of course, one of the most obvious features of the A-10 is its 30mm GAU-8 Avenger cannon. It's no exaggeration to say that the A-10 was literally built around this gun, which is so large that the nose wheel had to be offset to accommodate its size. As this photo famously shows, the Avenger cannon is huge, making this VW Beetle look small in comparison. The Avenger cannon is capable of firing nearly 4,000 rounds per minute or 65 rounds per second. Let that sink in. Each 30mm shell has twice the range, takes half the time to target, and has 3 times the mass of projectiles fired by guns that are mounted in comparable CAS aircraft. And remember that offset landing gear to make room for the gun? It turns out this configuration also helps manage the recoil. You see, the gun's recoil forces are so massive that it could push the entire aircraft off target as it flies through the air while firing the gun. To counter this, the active firing barrel is arranged to be directly on the aircraft's centerline, thereby balancing the recoil forces. The gun is also so heavy that when it is removed, a hydraulic jack must be placed under the A-10's tail to prevent it from tipping, since most of the forward weight of the aircraft is from the gun. One last thing regarding the GAU-8 Avenger. The smoke generated from firing the cannon is so intense, it can cause the A-10's engines to flame out, which did occur during testing. To counter this, the engines have been modified with a self-sustaining combustion section. These igniters activate as the gun is being fired, which helps reduce the chance of a flameout. Since its primary mission is CAS, the A-10 features a large bubble canopy with a pilot sitting up high, and the wings mounted low to improve visibility. Why is this important? Close air support is defined as, quote, an action against hostile targets which are in close proximity to friendly forces and which require detailed integration of each air mission with fire and movement of those forces, end quote. Since the Warthog is typically operating near friendly forces, good visibility and communications are vital. Which brings us to our next often overlooked component of the A-10's warfighting capabilities: the troops on the ground, specifically the Joint Terminal Attack Controllers or JTACs. These brave men and women are forward deployed on the ground and are embedded with friendly troops to direct the A-10s as to where and when to deploy their munitions. They play a critical role in keeping friendly forces safe while helping eliminate entrenched hostile forces. JTACs sometimes lead a TAC-P or Tactical Air Control Party, and their motto is advise, assist, control. Shout out to all the JTACs who have kept our troops safe by directing the Warthogs and other CAS aircraft. Getting back to the A-10, the Warthog's been around for a while. The A-10 achieved combat readiness all the way back in 1977. To put that date into perspective, that's the same year that the original Star Wars movie premiered. The Cold War was in full swing, and the threat of a Soviet ground invasion in Western Europe was very real. As a result, A-10s were deployed all over the world, including places like Germany, South Korea, Alaska, and England. Initially, pilots did not want to fly the A-10 as it was slow and not as good looking as other fighters. In fact, during this period, many A-10s were pressed into observer roles, or OA-10s, and were used to direct other aircraft to ground targets. This is a little known and often forgotten role that the A-10 has played in its career. And although they were deployed to support troops in Grenada in 1983, the A-10 did not fire a shot in anger as the conflict was over too quickly. The A-10 began its career with a dubious start. With the fall of the Soviet Union in 1989, many pundits said that the A-10 was obsolete and no longer needed. They could not have been more wrong. In 1990, Saddam Hussein invaded Kuwait, and this led to the Gulf War. This would become the proving ground the A-10 needed to show the world what it could do. No one could have predicted how successful the A-10 would be. By the time the Gulf War was over, the numbers spoke for themselves. 900 Iraqi tanks destroyed, 1,200 artillery pieces destroyed, and 2,000 other military vehicles destroyed. Additionally, 2 helicopters were shot down with the Avenger cannon. Ouch. All of this occurred during the span of Operation Desert Storm, which only lasted 43 days. During the conflict, the A-10 had a mission-capable rate of 95.7%, and only 4 were lost to enemy fire, while flying over 8,000 sorties and firing over 90% of all Maverick missiles used. As the 1990s wore on, A-10s participated in the conflicts in the Balkans, including Operation Deliberate Force and Operation Allied Force, where over 10,000 rounds of 30mm ammunition was fired supporting ground targets. In September of 2001, the United States was attacked by al-Qaeda forces which had allied themselves with the Taliban in Afghanistan. Operation Enduring Freedom began the War on Terror, and this led to A-10s being deployed in Afghanistan and participating in Operation Anaconda. The A-10 once again returned to Iraq in 2003 to participate in Operation Iraqi Freedom. During this conflict, A-10s fired over 300,000 rounds of A-10 ammunition and had a mission-capable rate of 85%. By 2007, the A-10s were being upgraded to the C version, which greatly reduced the time to acquire ground targets while on station. During the period between 2009 and 2012, A-10s flew between 27,000 and 35,000 sorties annually. In 2011, during the Arab Spring, A-10s participated in combat actions in Libya as part of Operation Odyssey Dawn. And more recently, A-10s were deployed in Afghanistan in support of troops stationed there. Over the decades, the A-10 has proven itself as the close air support platform, and Allied troops always cheer when an A-10 shows up and that infamous Avenger cannon sound is heard. Never to be confused with the sleekest airplane, the expression "go ugly early" has been adopted to reference the A-10 showing up early to support the troops on the ground. Sadly, it does look as though the A-10's days are finally numbered. For an airframe that has constantly proven itself again and again, the A-10 will likely be phased out of USAF service by 2029. While it will serve with some National Guard units, this is likely the beginning of the end for the Warthog. I'm working on a follow-up video on the A-10, stay tuned for that, I think you'll enjoy it. Thanks again to today's sponsor, Call of War, a free online PvP strategy game that takes place in World War II, where you choose your own strategy and fight in epic battles to take over the world. Sign up today with my link and you'll get an exclusive gift. Click the link in the description below to get 13,000 gold and 1 month of premium subscription for free. Offer only available for 30 days. Don't lose time. Click the link in the description, choose your country, and fight your way to victory. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then that subscribe button and mash the bell so you don't miss a single video when they come out. Thanks to my patrons and channel members who directly support this channel. If you'd like to become a supporter, I'll leave links in the description below. The A-10 has built an enduring legacy of a beloved and feared attack aircraft. Now you know.